It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and we are at Megan and Allan's. They were so inspired, they're our landlords, and they were so inspired by the coral reef installation that we did in our/their backyard that they made multiple trips to Waterwise with the idea that they were going to do something with this area in their front. And then life happened. They had some difficulties, some challenges. They were unable to get out here into the yard and were just so concerned that the plants were languishing and could die. So they asked me to come and pinch hit. So Greg and I are here to do that very thing. This is a really interesting little side job because I didn't choose any of the plants. So I'm going to be working with just what they've got. And let's look at what that might be. We have, let's see, we've got some milii, calandrinia, vitalis, some crassulas, some society garlic, and see they picked up some perennials, which of course I don't usually work with, so I'm not sure what this is, but that'll be interesting. Some really beautiful Sansevieria. They got some of these guys. Hey guys, I have seen this used as a house plant. So tell me, is this something that would be good for me to pull inside? But anywho, they've got, obviously they really liked this because they bought 4 of them. So they've got a shadier area over on the left that those will probably go into. They've got a Baccarnia recurvata, a couple echeverias, quite a few echeverias, and a little attenuata. And here's some plants that they've staged in these beautiful pots. But I may need these guys in my landscape. There's not a lot of plants. We have also these guys here. I pulled this big aeonium up out of the backyard. I found this Argentea back there. And the real showstopper, this Aloe Plicitillas that was just laying on the ground. It had rooted, so I had to dig it out. But guys, check this out. It's a monster. Isn't that so pretty? I'm thinking of making this my centerpiece, but she also grabbed, it's an aloe, either a Bainsii or a Tongaensis, which actually is not going to work out in these flower beds anyway because of its potential. So that, we'll save for another day, and it'll be okay in its 15-gallon can for a long time. We'll work that into the yard somewhere else. She's got Senecio antipurpureum. She's got Portulacaria afra. Some cool aloes here. A few bromeliads. Here's one that got zapped by the sun. That sunburn. So we'll make sure that these bromeliads get planted tight up underneath this Mediterranean fan palm. It looks like there's 3 rose bushes in here too for me to play with. So this area is going to be, I think, fairly simple. It's this area over here that presents a little more of a challenge. I've not got a lot of plants, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up these flagstones. I don't know what I'll do with them or if I'll work with them. We'll see. But I'm just not feeling them in the back there. It's really infringing on my ability to do my mounds. This EB Stone Organics garden soil they had on hand, so we're using it along with some pumice and generic potting soil. I'll show you over here. We've been to KRC. They really love the look of the black rock with the light color top dressing, so we got some black lava boulders. We also pulled in some jasper purple. We've got Grand Canyon onyx, and we've got some Baja red. So we have some really, really gorgeous, colorful rock to work with in this installation. Greg is also going to be modifying the irrigation, right? You're going to take this apart.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do?
I'm going to fix it.
Okay. I'm sure you're all on needles and pins waiting to see what that's going to look like. So we'll check in with you in a little bit. What I'm going to do right now is pull up the flagstones, throw down my soil, start working out my boulder placement, and then setting in my foundation plants. Okay, what you doing there, Greg?
I'm putting 1/4-inch line in around Plicitillas, or Picitillas.
Plicitillas.
Plicitillas.
Okay, so what is this brown? What is this? Just a hard line?
That's the poly line. It's a solid line, supply line for the water, and I'm tapping in from there with the 1/4-inch drip.
And why are you doing that? Why are you using 1/4-inch?
Because of the intricacy of the planting, and it's just easier and more flexible to get around the plants.
Okay. All right, and then
Same concept as a 1/2 inch. I mean they're 6-inch spacings compared to 12-inch spacings, and each emitter puts out about half a gallon of water per hour. So compared to the 1/2-inch line, which is 12-inch spacing at 1 gallon per hour per emitter. So just a lot easier to work with around tapestries.
all right, so we are done for today. We still need to bring in a few more boulders and our top dressing and accent rocks. That's all I have left of what was in the back of the truck at the beginning of the day, and obviously those are going to get worked in, but I just want to wait until we get the top dressing down. You will have to tune in tomorrow to see what we choose for top dressings. But this was fun. I mean, again, I love to be challenged. I love to mix it up, and this was such an interesting assignment where the client already bought the plants and just wanted me to get them in the ground. And I worked in all that I could. I want to be responsible. I didn't want to put everything in just to put it in. I want to make sure that this garden grows appropriately in a way that she's going to enjoy over time, and isn't going to need a lot of modifications. So I have some Dusty Miller-y things here that aren't succulents that are interesting. Some Tradescantia. The Senecio Antipurpureum swizzle sticks is not one that I use a lot because it has a tendency to get really wacky doodle. But this place where I put it could stand some wacky doodle, couldn't it? You know, it's just a big blank wall. So if it wants to go up and do its thing, it sure can. I love bringing pottery into the landscape too. So I just planted a simple aloe vera in this beautiful, beautiful pot. It'll be, you know, pretty much no fuss, no muss. And Calendrinia spectabalis. This is Greg's favorite plant. It gets those really cute little pink flowers that just wave in the wind in the summertime. Doesn't look the greatest when it's cold. So I went ahead and popped it in the back so that these plants will take over and we won't see this so much. And in next summer, when it blooms next spring, all you'll see is the wavy little flowers. So that was my plan there. The star of the show here is this Aloe Plicitillas that is so incredibly magnificent. They had, you know, the flagstones that went around behind the installation, and that really cramped my design space. I couldn't hang with that. It just didn't give me enough room to mound and plant. So I reworked the pathway to go this way. You can still come in, you can wash the windows, putter around back here. The path goes all the way through to the entry. So I'm feeling really good about that. Pulled this really cute little blue pot into the landscape as well. Then over here, forgive me guys, I don't, is this a Dracaena of some, I think of some kind? I don't hate this at all. Actually, I like it. It's cool, and we'll see how compatible it is with succulents. I'm hoping that that these are going to do well. I like the strappy, the strappiness of it, and the color is really, really good. So I also put up here, I stuck the trigona in this little blue pot because I desperately needed something right here. I didn't want to completely block the view in, but this is hard as a rock from all of the thatch from the Mediterranean fan palm and the footings. There's no digging. And also we have a hose reel here, so I didn't want a bunch of stuff on the ground. So that was my solution for this little space here. Then over on this side, I ran the rest of the flagstones to the hose bib. That made sense to me. So, then we've got the Bromeliad area here and little groupings of plants and more of those Dracaena. And Greg left the irrigation alone here for the most part. He capped some things and he turned down the spray. But these guys are going to need hit, pretty regularly with water, I'm sure, at least until they're established. And we want to also support this Mediterranean. Now, he did run all that drip over on the other side, but the thing is, this zone runs from all the way over here at the corner all the way to the other side of the driveway and hits a lot of different beds. So, what to do? They're really trying to conserve water. So I think, my suggestion would be to leave the water off and just come out and hand water a couple of times a month until the garden is established. But we did set it up so that if they go on a vacation or a trip, they can absolutely get water to all of the new plants that we've installed. So that's it for today. Do be sure and tune in tomorrow to see all of that third dimension of finish work. The top dressing is so fun and so important, and I've got some really fun ideas to share. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity. What is today?
Thursday.
What's the date? Tomorrow. Isn't tomorrow the kickoff?
The 13th.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is the kickoff for Susan Ock's auction for that pot plant pairing, where all of the proceeds are going to benefit the Pink Fund for breast cancer. I will go ahead and link her website again to the description of this video so that you can get, I believe the auction opens tomorrow at 5 p.m. So be sure and check out Susan Ock. Be sure and get out in your gardens and have some fun. And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.